Today, we're going to be rating some custom Magic the Gathering cards. We're going to start off with the Salt Mine. The Salt Mine is a land. It's got gotcha. Whenever an opponent complains about something being broken or overpowered, you may gotcha. Or so you may say gotcha. If you do, untap Salt Mine and create a treasure token. And it's basically a waste. You tap it for a colorless mana. It's like a one-card combo. Tap it. Someone complains about something. Gotcha! Untap my Salt Mine. You can untap the Salt Mine and make a treasure? That's broken. Gotcha! Gotcha again. Anyway, this is mostly an uncard. It should have been silver bordered. It should have been silver border and needed acorn. So that's the only problem with the Salt Mine. It's definitely not real. Not a real mechanic around here. Any words about the new Merfolk? No. This is custom stream. We talk about only custom Magic the Gathering cards around here. All right, we're going to start off with our first super chat we got from, I think this is a singular card from Elixir. Thank you very much. The fact or infliction. You want to be part of the show? Oops, going to go to the custom cards. Want to be part of the show? You can donate, and also you have to join my Discord. Fact or infliction. Join my Discord. Submit your cards with a name attached to it. Then super chat during the show, and we can take a look at it. This is a black, blue 3 generic instant. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put one pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. That opponent loses life equal to the total mana value of cards put into the graveyard this way. Look at the top. This could be very, very painful. I mean, this could really stab us, actually. Put one pile into your hand, the other pile into your graveyard. Hold on, that opponent loses life. Okay, so loses life equal to the total mana value of cards put in your graveyard. Isn't it like... Oh, I see. Okay, so you try to tempt them with the better cards. I want to say... Shouldn't the expensive ones that go in your hand, or I don't know what's better. I was thinking like whatever goes in your hand, you're gonna get damaged. You know what I mean? Instead of can it be it can be one pile, no cards. That's correct. That's probably the most dangerous pile of them all, Winter Fox. The most dangerous pile of them all. You take no. You take all of them. There'd be no punishment. No, it's actually the worst pile that you could possibly make. Remember, you only lose life equal to the mana value of cards put into your graveyard. The cards going in your hand, it's you're safe. It's all good. You're scot-free. There's no harm in that. No harm in taking cards. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what's the best way? I guess you just have to divide it into 2 piles. Maybe put some good cards, but cheap in one pile. Or you can just divide the life out in 2 piles. Either way. Hold on, reveal the top 5 cards. An opponent separates those piles into 2 piles. Yeah, so it's a weird factor fiction. Or maybe you want to put this in a Death Shadow deck, I suppose. Get your life total really low. Then it's Graw 5. No, you mean draw 5. Yeah. It would be terrible. You can't don't with this card, don't put it in a one card pile. It would be miserable. No, 5 lands, it's draw 2 into draw 2, 3 into grave. The other way around. Okay, whatever. Is this playable? I don't know if it's any good, but it's definitely a card. All right, we've got the CEO of Sex. I don't know anything. I'm missing the lore to this character here. We have a white 2 generic 2/3 human advisor. Tap 2 untap creatures you control to populate. The CEO of making babies on the battlefield. I have no comment on this. You do need one, but you need 1 token. That doesn't make any sense. Are we banging the token or something? Where did you get this picture of me? It doesn't exist. Yeah, we have a bingo card. You think it's applied to anything yet? Here it is. I don't know if it's applied to anything yet, though, so far. Who's that? I don't know who this is. Somebody knows. There's 500... There's like 553 updates for this dude. This must be in some part of the porn algorithm that I am not familiar with. He is tapping them. Absolutely tapping them. It should be. There should also be a time counter being placed on some creature, and after like I don't know 9 time counters, then you populate. No, you don't populate so quickly around here. The token I'm guessing is the baby from the bedroom activities. Oh really, Ecos? You put that together yourself. That's an excellent theory over there. Just Googled CEO of sex and Google image does give this picture. Is it because of this card though? Now here's a good question. Tap 2 untap creatures you control populate. Isn't that like really close to broken? Just to be serious. Because you tap 2 and then you populate, you get a creature. Then you can tap those creatures. It should say tap 2 untapped tokens. Non-token creatures you control. So tap 2 non-token creatures you control populate. Because basically all it's basically saying is for every untapped creature, you get a creature. You get to populate. So I actually think this is a little too broken as a 2/3. Maybe it's not that bad because you still need to have a token in the first place. You got no token, you don't populate. You don't populate at all. Is he advising on the sex? The CEO of sex? I don't know. How does this business work? How does this hierarchy happen? Yes, it really close to broken. You basically increase your tokens by 50% each turn for free. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so is that there's something on here? It's a legendary creature, human advisor. 4 words in the name, not 5. I don't think it hits anything here. It is a 1-card win condition, but I don't think we've got that on the bingo card. I think it's too broken. Too hot. Too hot for this game. Too hot for TV. All right, well, next up, we've got the damn draws with Mislium Hydra. Whatever the hell that is. Look up Hydra and hopefully your card pops up. There it is. I found it. And of course, any cards, any super chats that are for a series of cards, we're going to look at that on after the sponsored segment. Okay, Mycelium Hydra. This is a green, black, 6/5 fungus Hydra. Enters with a +1/+1 counter on it, equal to the number of fungus and zombie creatures you control. Remove 2 counters from Mycelium Hydra. Target zombie or fungus creature becomes indestructible until end of turn. Remove 5 counters from the Hydra. Put target creature from any graveyard onto your battlefield. I think you should just say onto the battlefield under your control, except it's a 2/2 black and green fungus zombie. So it just needs a little correction of the wording over there, and I think this is fine. 6 mana, that's an insane amount of mana for this. For each fungus and zombie creature you control. If you own none, it's not even that impressive. It's supposed to put spores in your brain, and then the mushroom comes out of your head, and then all of a sudden you're worshipping the mushroom warlord. Even in death. Hydra looks like a fun guy. I suppose so. Wait, what? Those counters can be any. Oh, that's actually true. I bet +1/+1 counters on it. I guess it can be any. Does that change how valuable it is? I mean, you could potentially remove stun counters and others from it to use the abilities. That's true. Don't put stun counters on the Mycelium Hydra. It's just as simple as that. I don't think it breaks the card. Like, you're not going to want to voluntarily put any Mycelium counters on the Hydra. I think it's fine. I think it's just fine. All right, so long, CEO. The stock of your business must be going up. Okay, Holy Yaparoni. This is a blue 5 generic instant. You may cast this spell without paying its mana cost if the current player's turn has lasted 10 or more minutes and What's with all the uncards? BS! More BS! Too many... Okay, hold on. What's the flavor text here? How much longer are you gonna effing take? You know, honestly, these days, I don't even care anymore. If you take 10 or 15 minutes with your turn, I'm just like, whatever. I'll go on my phone. I'll just pull up my phone and do something else. Some people, they, especially near the end of the game, they feel like if it's a close game, they want to take as much turn as they want. I'm just upset if they make an illegal move after, like, taking 10 minutes. This is broken in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where a turn can last 30 minutes. Really? Thought turns lasted faster than that. There's like, I'm going to do this, to do this, do this, do this, do this. GG? GG. Okay, 16, Fear of Aging. It's a weird title. Black, white, 2 generic. For a 2/2 Nightmare with Wither. Creatures your opponents control have cumulative upkeep, pay 1 life. Interesting. I actually think this is, I think this definitely could be a real card. Honestly, I don't think the person even invented it. This is the AI-generated symbol over here. At the end of the day, you're another day older. Okay, that was not AI-generated. That was definitely had the human touch, because flavor text in AI is just complete AI-generated garbage. I thought from the thumbnail that the CEO of Sex was Corey in the house. I don't know what this is. Okay, so this gives me Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale vibes. And also, it's got Wither. I don't remember what Wither does. But anyway, you can just destroy this thing and be done with it. It's not like it has Persist or Undying or something like that. So the 16 Fear of Aging is actually pretty balanced. You know? It's like worst case scenario. What is it, a board wipe? It's just a board wipe. That's all it is. The name sounds very AI generated. Yeah, they got me on the name. The 16, no space, Fear of Aging. It's not going to age well like a human-made title, if you ask me. Okay, next, let's take a look at a super chat. Let's take something from... Nola wants to donate to Pedgeman. Oh, thank you very much, Nola. And you donated the extra $3. Because it gotta be at least $5. It's gotta be at least $5, Bryce. The rules are right down there. Okay, that actually counts for a bingo because Pedgeman. Donate to Pedgeman. Ta-da! Our first. I think this is the first one. We've got a lot of just jank cards on the show today so far. Okay, Pedgeman, where are you? Do I have to go very far for a Pedgeman card? How far do I have to go to Pedgeman? Pedgeman constantly is spitting out custom cards. Okay, I didn't think this would be that hard. Holy crow, who made all these? It's harder than I thought. What is it? Is Pedgeman just not post anything in a while? Usually I just like flick my finger and Pedgeman cards are all over the damn place. I don't know how to look up a Pedgeman card. Weirdly enough. Okay, you skipped over them? Okay, let's look up this one. Thanks so much. Ramilia Fates Divider. There we go. We got a Pedgeman. Pedgeman's in the house. Helps. Okay, this is Ramilia Fates Divider, a red, black, Azorius 2 generic 6/6 vampire noble. Pedgeman loves the vampires. Flying, ward. Return any number of permanents you control with total mana value 6 or greater to their owner's hands. What is that? So, like, I can choose anything? I don't get it. I actually don't understand this ward. So ward, I can return. What if I just choose 0? Return any number of perms I control with total mana value 6 or greater. I choose 0. Okay, I just killed the thing. The ward seems completely redundant. If an opponent would put a card in their hand without drawing it, put that card in the graveyard instead. Okay, well, but I won't put anything in my hand. When Ramilia deals combat damage to a player, you may return target non-land permanent they control with mana value less than or equal to the number of blood you control to its owner's hand. 0 is not 6 or greater. No, I mean return any. So you said return any number of permanents. And any number includes 0. You got it? With total mana value 6 or greater. I can choose to return 0 permanents to my hand. You said any number. Oh, well, this card is a combo for that last card that places cards into 2 piles. I suppose, maybe. I suppose so. My request was specifically to Pedgeman. Oh, yeah, we're looking at Pedgeman here. 0 permanents, you won't have total mana value 6 or greater. Oh, return any number of permanents you control with total mana value. I think is this worded properly? I'm going to trust you that it's worded properly, but it's not intuitive. Return. It should be like return a number of permanents you control with total mana value 6 or... The way I was reading it is like return any number of permanents that have a mana value of 6 or greater back to your hand. Okay, it still seems very confused. It's worded properly. I'm gonna trust you guys. I don't know what I'm doing. There's gotta be something on the bingo card for that. Nikachu doesn't know what he's reading here. Nikachu can't read cards. I can't really interpret the card either. But whatever. That's the world we're living in. So what does he even do? So we return if an opponent would put a card in their hand without drawing it, put that card into the graveyard instead. So basically, why? It's just instead of these 2 paragraphs, shouldn't it be like ward sacrifice a number of permanents equal to mana value 6 or greater? This is just like a really incredibly convoluted way of saying you got to sacrifice stuff. Oh, but you have a second ability. You may return target non-land permanent, so if it gets returned, it gets discarded. But then it could just be sacrificed. I don't know what you're trying... I guess you're playing around the cards that say you can't get your stuff sacrificed. I guess you can combine it with Cyclonic Rift. If you bounce, it gets graveyard. And if you tutor, it sends it to the graveyard. If you try to return a card from the graveyard to hand, it goes to the graveyard. All right. You got it. Oh, this is also a waifu card. You can always count on you to make a waifu card, right? Is there... Oh, yeah, there's definitely a waifu card here. There's always a waifu slot here. Okay, back to the freebie section. Very future sites. We're looking deep into the future. I saw John Connor and the Terminator. It's a blue 2 generic enchantment. Play with the 3rd card from the top of your library revealed. You may play the 3rd card from the top of your library. This is pointless. This is completely... Maybe not it's completely pointless. So basically, your very future sight card has protection from... what's it called? Any card that will make you like mill your top card from your deck into your graveyard. It's not technically a meme card. It's a bit weird, but you know, if I'm thinking there's a blue instant, target player puts the top 2 cards of their deck into their library. It, like, in theory, has protection from these types of effects. Doesn't have protection from crabs, funny enough. So if you've got like Ruin Crab or something, well, you're gonna still gonna lose your future sight. This count for the so specific bingo? No, definitely not that specific. But if you mill your 3rd card, you can change. Yeah, if you mill the 3rd card. Anyway, okay. It's fine. It's not most exciting card I've ever seen, but it's fine. Okay, we got Will Anderson here with the final Dragon Rush. Final Dragon Rush. This is a red 2 generic enchantment. When Final Dragon Rush enters the battlefield, draw 5 cards, then put any number of dragon cards from your hand and or graveyard onto the battlefield. Each creature put onto the battlefield this way gains haste until end of turn. You dragon players, you love your dragons, you love your haste. At the beginning of your end step, Final Dragon Rush deals 65 damage to you.
No, God, please, no.
This damage can't be prevented by spells or abilities. So what is this? Like, it's 5 mana, I win or I lose. So it's just an enchantment. You draw 5 cards. So I do believe this is just absolutely broken. Like, it's just a 5 mana, I may win the game type of card. It's like, it's sort of a 1 card combo. Yeah, it's an all or nothing card. I think it's too cheap for this effect, though. I think this needs to be like 7 mana at least. At least 7 mana. 65 damage, pretty specific. Well, not really. So it's just trying to make sure you die. You get overkill. If you tried to gain some life at the beginning of the game, well, that's not enough life, that's for sure. Yeah, it's got to be like way more mana. 5 mana is just stupid. Yeah, basically with a few mana dorks and a bit of ramp and maybe some rituals, you just go final dragon rush. Because you can have dragons in your hand, right? Then put any number of dragon cards from your hand and or graveyard, so you could self-mill. I could see a blue-red deck that self-mills a bunch of dragons. You go final dragon rush, and then well, in Commander, I'll admit it's a little bit more complicated because you have to kill 3 people at once. Okay, but in one-on-one, it's just broken. I mean, it's just broken. Yeah, easy turn 3. Anyway, I think it is above and beyond. This is above and beyond insane. Definitely not balanced for the 1v1 format. Not balanced for... How can I put it? It is definitely a 1-card combo. You just play this card and hope that you win the game. It won't even feel that good. Like, maybe there's some chance to play around this a little bit because you still have to attack, right? So your opponent, like, I don't know, taps all your creatures, then I guess you just die on the spot. Fun thing to do is use one of those end of turn cards that basically skips past the end of the turn. Yeah, you could do that too. That's absolutely, you could do that too. Or harmless offering. Would that work at the beginning of your end step? Yeah, I think you could do that actually. You could play this and final offering it to somebody and probably kill them too. Angel. Well, you'd have to do this every single turn because this is a separate paragraph at the beginning of your end step. You're gonna get blasted for 65 damage one way or another. Okay. Too strong. Too strong in my opinion. Freebie section. Forced growth. I will water you and you will grow. I'll force you to grow. Green enchantment. Whenever a land you control enters tapped, add a green. Oh, I like that. Actually, that's Cybers. That's pretty cool. Basically brings life to all the crappy lands that have to enter the battlefield tapped. It looks completely harmless, to be honest. Are they, unless someone knows some way to break this card. I don't know. Why 65 and not an even number like 69? Well, you know what? They don't want to be a troll. That's why. Winter Fox says, needs to be an instant or sorcery with the lingering effect. Enchantment second effect doesn't protect you if you remove it. Yeah, that's true. No, when talking about that last card. Amulet Titan. I don't think Amulet Titan would use this. Like, or would they? No, I don't think they would use it because if they had this instead of Amulet, they still wouldn't be making all that much mana. Yeah, the crappy lands. Sorry about that, Sage Kerr. The budget crappy lands. Sorry to offend everyone's mana bases out there. But that's why you gotta play with the forced growth. If we always waited for the perfect conditions, nothing would flourish. Oh, banger flavor text as well. Love it. Definitely super pass. That'd be super good with fetch lands and maybe the snake that adds mana with the landfall ability. No, well, it's gotta be a land. Remember, you only get the land if the land comes into play tapped. And remember, you know what? Lands that enter the battlefield untapped, they could also tap for mana the turn that it comes into play. This plus Amulet, and then you're going ham. You're going ham with just Amulet by itself. You don't need this and Amulet. Like, I don't know, maybe. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. I'm gonna ask the amulet experts. Hey, do you want to play forced growth in your deck? And they're gonna be like, "Get out of here, Nikachu. This is a pile of nonsense. Get out of here." Okay, what is this? Okay, Bryce, you have a super chat. It's a card market custom. Now, if it is below the $5 threshold, I will give a shout out. Card Market Custom. So you're paying full price for see the whole card. Here's Card Market Custom from Bryce the Hottie. And you are hot, Bryce. Maybe even hotter than the CEO of sex, I must say. Okay, there it is. Thank you very much for your super chat. And now we go to Fine. It is a 0-mana sorcery. Each player gets 37 emblems with emblems have Shroud and can't leave the command zone. What the hell? Okay, each player gets 37 emblems with emblems have Shroud and can't leave the command zone. But why do we need that many? Did Bryce pay 2 and 3? I believe it was... I thought it was someone else who paid 2 and 3. Bryce, if you actually paid 2 and 3, give me a heads up. It was for the what's it called, the Pedgeman donation. I don't know what this does at all, to be honest. Yeah, this is a complete head scratching type of card. It actually means nothing. It makes no sense. It's like each player gets 37 emblems, and like they do nothing. Emblems. I guess what it is, it's all redundant. The card does what it says. Yeah, I know. I know they already do. I'm just making sure. Is there a spot on the bingo card? Just sorry. It's like what's it called? Saying the obvious. Recycling. You can't get rid of this card. 4 single. No one knows what this card does. There we go. This is a no one knows what this card does, because technically it does nothing. Probably does nothing. It might do something one day. Maybe one day when we can destroy emblems. Today we can't. Emblems become intangible someday, like gameplay-wise? Maybe. Everyone's asking to destroy emblems one day. Alright, for that, I will say it technically, upon very technically, passes. Okay, well, next up, we got Tom Morgan with Triboulet, Jester of Kings. Triboulet. Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. This is a black, blue, white, 2 generic, 1/4 human wizard with flash. When Triboulet, Jester of Kings, enters the battlefield, target player sacrifices a permanent. Then that player may trigger this ability again by sacrificing a permanent and may choose a new target player. When a permanent is sacrificed, you may put the top card of your library into exile, face down with a Jester counter on it. Pay 4, place an exiled card with a Jester counter on it into your hand at random. Pay 6, reveal all cards with Jester counters on them, and place 1 into your hand. When it enters the battlefield, target player sacrifices a permanent, then that player may trigger this ability again by sacking a permanent and may choose. Oh, I see. So it reminds me of those cards. There's that blue card. It's a blue bounce non-land permanent. Then the opponent may sack an island to do it all over again, and so on. That's the type of vibes I'm getting from this. So for so when a permanent is sacked, you may put the top card of your library into exile face down. Honestly, I don't know exactly how this card plays out, but I also don't think it's broken. It's a chain of something. Is this Yu-Gi-Oh card amount of text? You know what? Yes, I would say that is very tiny text. Also, I sort of walk away not knowing what the hell this card does. Exactly like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Because Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I read it, I'm like, huh? What does it do? But at the same time, I'm not gonna say it's broken. From what it's an edict. And the opponent can edict themselves to edict you. And it's only like a 1/4 for 5 mana and 3 colors, so it's all good and fine by me. All right. Yes, you have heard the music. That means it's time to thank our sponsor. Starting with Fusion Gaming. Whoops, where's Fusion Gaming? FusionGamingOnline.com. My favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. Ooh, this deal of the week this week, 15% off in cart. Apparently, the showcase singles here. You can get Omnath. You can get Giza, the Hellraiser. What else we can get? Nuclear Fallout. You can also get Duskmourn and also Magic the Gathering Foundations. If there's any of those new cards that meet your fancy to upgrade your Commander Modern Pioneer decks, get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu though to get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online for Magic Online. Play every single deck. You like to be creative, custom card crew. Well, now you also want to be creative with your deck building skills. Rent as many decks as you want in as many formats. You can support the show by using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40%. Sorry, get 40% cash back when you subscribe using coupon code Nikachu _4VU. You get that cash back on your 3rd month subscription. And now back to custom cards. Where am I here? Boop. And of course, there was a bingo space. You heard the music, because that's almost guaranteed every show. If it isn't, well, then the show ended early because of technical difficulties or something. All right, let's take a look at one more freebie in the freebie section before I get mauled by paid submissions. It's The Walking Dead. Ooh. It's a black, 4 generic enchantment. Creatures in your graveyard can attack and block as though they were on the battlefield. What? What? Exile them if they would take lethal damage. Oh my god. So does it mean it basically gives everything undying? The Walking Dead. I love the flavor. I mean, that is absolute spot-on flavor. Although things on the battlefield are still, zombies on the battlefield are still Walking Dead, even either way. Yeah, it's for 7 mana, so I mean, hey, it's a challenge. Challenge to get us on the battlefield. Well, it basically says your graveyard is still your battlefield. So, so if something dies, it gets undying, and then if it dies again, then it's gone. How does this interact with undying? Well, I guess it just goes from your graveyard to the battlefield. Man, this would be so bad if this was like digitally created. Like, how does this work on MTG Arena or Magic Online? It'd be terrible. Will it get drawn out for 6+ seasons and multiple spin-offs, though? Absolutely. Yeah. Millions and a lot of merchandise. A lot of merchandise to be made off of this show. I was thinking about that code the other day. Oh. Yeah, the infamous old code. Can graveyard creatures be targeted the same as battlefield creatures? No. So that, I think that's the deal. Your creatures in the graveyard, they basically have protection from board wipes, protection from removal spells. They can only be interacted with by attacking and blocking. Creature cards in your graveyard can attack and block. Yeah, I don't know if this breaks the game, but I mean, I'm willing to give it a pass. It's innovative space, one way or another. You need rest in peace. That's right. That's you Okay, look, it can be targeted, but by graveyard hate, huh? Huh? Scavenging Goose to the rescue! Stock of Scavenging Goose is gonna skyrocket. Let's be serious. This is 7 mana. It's like a little bit. It's a little bit of a clunker here. Okay. Time for pay for priority. Winter Fox. Interesting non-set creatures. Tell me about it. Where am I here? Interesting. Let's go up interesting. No series from me today. No series. No way. Just a few ideas I had that I placed into these 5 cards. You got some. Okay, so this is like the. I don't know how to describe this from you. Mothgrek, the Desert Outlaw. Red, black, blue, 2/2. Cyborg Human Outlaw. Vigilance and haste. Preemptive trigger 2. Oh god, what is this supposed to mean? When a creature you do not control is declared as an attacker, this card may deal N damage to the declared attacker. Whenever a creature you do not control is declared. Oh, so when they attack, basically, whenever a creature attacks, you may deal 2 damage to the creature. Pay a red, tap, deal 1 damage to target creature, and place 1 stun counter on it. I think it should just be place a stun counter on it. Pay a blue, tap, place a shield counter on Mothric the Desert Outlaw. Okay, okay. You're paying for all those abilities. So basically, it's like a big sorry, let's get getting back to the first one. It's like a big combat card. Just funny, it has Vigilance and Haste. It's the weirdest combination for a card that's a 2/2, but I guess you can sneak in some damage while stunning creatures and also protecting your Desert Outlaw at the same time. Okay, next up, we got the Attilia, the Zombie Dread Knight. Yeah, they all have color in this one. You know, Winter Fox trying to expand the palette. Usually Winter Fox loves, what's it called? Colorless and snow. And now we're overdoing it. There's like no colorless and no snow at all. Attilia, the Zombie Dread Knight. It's a red, black, white, 2/2 zombie Death Knight. Death is a creature type. Is there a clause for 5 words in the creature type? 5 words in name? 5 words in card type. And for that reason, that definitely hits the bingo card. See, I'm starting to memorize these bingo cards. The Death Knight. Death is a creature type. I choose Death. Vigilance. Spellbreaker 3. Reduce all non-combat damage taken by creatures you control by N. I want to say, like, that's not the templating that Wizards would do. It's like, just reduce all non-combat damage taken by creatures you control by whatever I don't know. Maybe they use N. New creature type, too. Oh, yeah, death? Yeah, I don't think there's a death in there. Is there a new creature type? New creature type. All right, we're on a roll. We are on a roll here. I never thought death would be a creature type. That's like saying the is a creature type, you know? I am death. This is Tommy Siddons. Okay, we have black-white tap. Attilia, the Dread Knight, gains indestructible until end of turn. And then also for a red and a white, swap the target of a spell that targets a creature or planeswalker to this card instead. Interesting. Oh, okay. So you can redirect stuff to this thing to and from anything. Swap the target of a target spell. It's basically it honestly reminds me of Spellskite. Yeah, that's totally fine. Anti-lightning bolts. Well, potentially anti a lot of cards, especially if you make it indestructible. And then we got Clarence Sheriff Falkthorn, green, red, white, for the Human Law Enforcer. It's a 2/2. Vigilance and double strike. You like your vigilance You like your 2/2 vigilance creatures, which is a very unusual stats for vigilance creatures. Instant multi-shot. This creature has +1/+0 whenever you cast an instant spell until the end of turn. It's just prowess, really. It's crappy prowess. Red, tap. Clarence Sheriff Falkthorn deals 3 damage to target non-white creature. Oh god. I guess that's okay. It's not strictly removal. Yeah, prowess at home. I mean, I want to say, Wizards wouldn't keyword this. It'd just be like, it'd just be like, whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery spell, Clarence gets +1/+0 until end of turn. There's no reason to have it be a mechanic. Effectively, it doesn't feel like it's not reading like it's a mechanic like the other ones. Anywho's repeated lightning bolt over and over again. It could be redirected by the Attilia. Target spell. Oh, it's not abilities. Oh, it's only spells. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong about that one. Okay, this is a cool card. And actually, maybe it's stronger than the other ones. You got Vigilance and Double Strikes. You're actually smoking them for 4 instead. Okay, I'm going to come back to this one. Okay, so this one was interesting. This was interesting. We'll see your other 2 cards slightly later down the show. We're going to move on to Damn Draws with Food Monkeys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why do you overpay? Oh, sorry. There's a last one card. There's a last card here. We got Camp Raider Mandrill. There's a 3-mana 2/2. Monkey Survivor. It's got Raid. That's a real mechanic, isn't it? When Camp Raider Mandrill enters and you've attacked this turn, destroy all food you don't control. You gain life equal to the amount of food destroyed this way. This is for like what is this? The Monkey Mirror that you're preparing for here, Damn Draws? It's literally the Monkey Mirror. Because I don't know many matchups where you need to be destroying your opponent's food. Frankly. Okay, so yeah, that's a card. It's also the survivor of, I guess, the Great Food Heist, the food blow up. Fermented Fruit Finder. Does that mean they're gonna go? I've seen a lot of videos of animals that eat fermented fruit and then they're just basically drunk all over the place, and they're like maybe on their back and they're like zoned out and they're like slightly twitching at the same time. Takes a while to wake up from their drunken party. 4-mana 2/3 Monkey Apothecary. I don't know what the hell that is. Toxic 1. For each food token after the first an opponent sacrifices during a turn, they get a poison counter. Ooh, that is very, very that'd be problem as time goes on. Okay, pay 2. Tap. Convert a poison counter on target player to a food token. Take control of that food token. The Damn Draws invented a metagame of these monkeys and now has invented the anti-monkey sideboard cards for your own metagame. Okay, this definitely passes. It's really narrow. Okay, this hits specific. If you want to talk about something that's specific, this is insanely specific. Where's okay? That is very, very specific over here. That's going to qualify for the bingo card. I'm like, what metagame is this for? It's literally the Monkey Mirror. And not just any Monkey Mirror, the Monkey Mirror that you invented with your own custom cards that make a bunch of banana and food tokens. No, as in the monkeys finding fermented fruit. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, Monkey Booze Cash. Can anyone explain to me in the comment section why animals, I don't know, they over forage for food? And like, you know, there's all sorts of trees loaded with nuts, or like you see a squirrel horde and it's just full of stuff and they don't eat any of it. It feels like they're storing more for the sake of storing and never eating. Okay, 3 mana for a food artifact. Pay 2, tap, gain 3 life and a poison counter. Now, creatures you control get +1/+0 for each poison counter on you, and -0, -1 for each 3 poison counters on you. This is sort of a dubious decision. So the idea is, why are we getting buffed up for? We're getting buffed up for eating the poison food. So basically, for as many poison counters we have, and this is interesting. Okay, so the more poison counters we have, the more we buff up our creatures. But then we have this other card over here that says we can convert a poison counter on target player to make a food token, so we can debuff your creatures at the same time. Interesting. Storing for winter mostly. I guess the idea, I guess some animals, they die and then you find their stash and it was for nobody because they're dead. Animals over forage because other animals steal their food. It feels like nobody eats the food. Nobody. We intoxicate ourselves to toughen up while killing our health. So here's the deal. Yeah, it's a drunk mechanic. Here's the deal. When you get drunk, you're not actually tough. You don't get tougher or stronger. Despite what some people think, nothing better happens when you drink, except you get better at drinking. That's the only thing that happens. Maybe socializing gets better, technically. But you shouldn't actually get stronger through alcohol. That makes... But this is poisonous food. Gain 3 life. Add a poison counter. I suppose so. Less risk averse, so more aggressive. Yeah, we have a few fermented food in you, and you'll be right in that red zone. You were scared for your life before, but not anymore. All right, cool card. I like it. Next up, let's take a look at... We got Elixir. What do you got for us, Elixir? 5 legendary lands. All are the same. Hold on, you want 2x D&D? 2x D&D. Oops. Okay, let's take a look at... We're going to look at 3 of them, and then we'll look at the last 2 later. So what is the deal? All are the same, except the name and colors. Discord wouldn't let me search for it sometimes. It's the post above fact or infliction. No, I found it. I was able to do it! Ethereal Plane, legendary land. Enters tapped. Would combo with that... What is that card? There we go! There we go! The Force Growth! Did you make this Elixir? You did! What the hell? This is your card! You get a lot of updates. You are a huge... You're a god on Custom Magic the Gathering Reddit. That's amazing. All right, getting back to Ethereal Plane. Now I see the scheme that you had, your giant plan. It was a plan all the time. Okay, comes into play tap. If you both own and control Ethereal Plane, you can't add non-white mana to your mana pool. Huh? If you both own and control, you can't... so we're only mono white. Tap to add double white. It's broken. I think it's broken. Broken may be a strong word. It's really, really good. So it's good. I will give you this. I will give you this. I like that you're buffing monocolor decks, because monocolor, we need a buff around here. There's almost like this. It's like no cost to splashing a color for anything these days. So with this card, it's basically telling us, yeah, you want to be playing one color so that you take advantage of this. It reminds me of those storage lands, not storage, but like those tap lands. You can tap it twice and then you have to sacrifice them. Wait, not even colorless? Not even colorless. You get double white. Play one. Turn 1, Ethereal Plane. It's legendary too, so you can have multiples on the battlefield. So maybe you actually have something going on over here. This is a very unique land. Did this hit anything on our bingo card? Nope. I don't think so. As far as I'm concerned. Oh, there was a learn grammar moment earlier, but we missed it. Might be dog water and draft though. Oh yeah. It would probably be see, there we go. It's balanced. It's a perfectly fair and balanced card. So what, are they all the same, or they all have a different clause? So we have Astral Sea, enters a battlefield tapped. If you both own and control Astral Sea, you can't add non-blue mana to your mana pool. Add double blue. Definitely play that one in my deck. And so we have each one for black. This probably you didn't need to super chat $5. We're gonna donate some of your super chats because this definitely wasn't worth a. What did you even donate here? I don't even know how much this is. I think you donated for 5 cards when it was unnecessary. This could have been like a one. Like if the cards are different, they're all basically the same. I will say this is my favorite art out of all of them. I like the green. I like the colors. I like the purple in the background. You can't use Soul Ring and other colorless cards with these. Oh, is that right? If you both own and control, you can't add non-white mana to your mana pool. Oh my god, that's a hefty. That is a huge disadvantage. Okay. It's still strong, but it's not really nearly as strong in... It's definitely not strong in Commander. That downside is just above and beyond devastating. Love that he had his own, so you can't donate the lands to mess other players. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you could maybe donate this permanent and then screw their mana hard. Kind of an interesting cycle. Being legendary and preventing colorless mana might actually make it close to fair. Maybe it is. They should print this. All right, we are in agreement. We can print these cards. They look strong, but the downside is there. Yeah, if you can't play with colorless mana, screw our soul rings or everything else. Okay, let's donate a few cards thanks to Elixir. Let's donate... let's donate a good 2. Oh, wait, what the hell is this? Sure Skunk with the Wanderer? This is a real card, though. Yeah, hold on. I guess this is just a post of a card. Okay, looking. Close my eyes. Where we go, nobody knows. KenCon, the Tabernacle of Alexandria. Legendary land. As long as you have exactly 7 cards in hand, all creatures have at the beginning of your upkeep. Sacrifice this creature unless you pay 1. What? They basically combined 2 of the cards together to fuse them into 1 card. It's like, I guess it's just super fair. So you need to have 7 cards in hand. Doesn't even tap for mana. Honestly, I don't even know if it's good. As long as you have exactly 7 cards in your hand, all creatures have at the beginning of your upkeep. So it will... It seems... Yeah, probably fine. Seems bad. Could be awful. I mean, you could play this early to screw over people's 1-drops and their early creatures, but then you don't have mana because it doesn't tap for mana. Weird card. You don't say Hade's numeral number. To be honest, it's a tabernacle. You can turn on or off, I guess. Yes, well, I mean, it's harder to turn on than turn off. Once the cards in hand go below a certain threshold, it's gonna be really hard to get online. I guess that's how we can get Tabernacle online here. Very cool card. Okay, another donation to I don't want to donate to yourself, Elixir, here. We'll give one to Light Code. Equal standing. A white 1 generic instant. Remove all counters from all players and all permanents they control. I think we saw this one. Actually, we saw this from another show. If we didn't, then equal standing. It was anti-proliferate. I think we saw it on another show, the anti-proliferate mechanic. Okay, let's just scroll up slowly. Okay, we'll get another one for sure. Sure Skunk. The Nividi Crafty Surveyor. No, we saw that one too. Did I go too far? Yeah, we've seen Carbonite Prison. What have we not seen? Okay, I don't think we saw something from the note. Oh no, did we see? We saw this one. Okay, I gone too far. I gotta get like not too far. How do I? There, we'll donate something to KenCon here. The Glorifier of Dusk. A white 3 generic 4/4 vampire. Counts as a soldier. Pay 2 life. Glorifier of Dusk gains flying until end of turn. Effects that prevent or redirect damage cannot be used to counter this loss of life. Pay 2 life. Glorifier of Dusk gains vigilance until end of turn. Effects that prevent or redirect damage cannot be used to counter this loss of life. You had to add the alpha beta templating to that one thing. Oh, we did this one already. Sorry, earlier. Where is that? We did this already. Well, we're just hitting stuff we're hitting stuff just randomly here. Well, just for the satisfaction of people watching. Boop. Boop. There we go. Glorifier of Dusk counts as a soldier. The most funny part is this is just super old templating around here. Pejman says, I also have a card on Reddit. It's like 2 or 3 after where you stopped. Anime like art is downvoted a lot in the Reddit. People be hating on waifu cards. They don't like the waifu cards. What's wrong with them? Terrible. I have grab bag of series. Okay, we'll take a look at that one. Yeah, I'll take suggestions from chat if we can't find one. Grab bag of series 2. I'll take a look at one of these. Okay, tap dance. We be dancing. Dancing around you. 2 mana 2/2. Construct performer. Tap, untap, tap dancer. It's gotta be. I don't know if it's broken. Probably. It self untaps. That there are combos with that. Pay 1, tap. Tap target permanent you control, then untap it. Then pay 2, tap. Tap target permanent you don't control, then untap it. What is this? Okay, pay 1, tap. Tap target permanent you control. So we're just tapping and untapping everything. Pay 2, tap. Tap target permanent you don't control, then. Oh. I can tap something that's not mine here. What does Majra series in the bingo mean? There's a regular here named Majra. I haven't seen Majra for a few weeks now. Hope Majra's doing great. But Majra was a pretty consistent submitter of cards for basically like a solid year and a half or something. Majra was considered the free space for quite a while. I have no idea if this is broken or not. I mean, it does require you to wait a full rotation for you to actually untap this thing. So hopefully, if it's broken, your opponent had full warning to kill it in advance. Also gets shut down by like Null Rod and so on. Pithing Needle. A lot of ways of beating this thing. Price increase? Well, if the price increase hits, you only do it once every... All right, I increased the prices and doubled the shows and decreased the cards so the shows wouldn't be 3 hours long. And if nothing, you just submit once every second show instead of every show. Okay, I will say it passes. Okay, next up. That's all thanks to Elixir. Okay, next up we got the Nova Space Wolf. You've got a lot of cards you want to show off here. Do I have to look up every single individual one? Abyssal Eye. No, you got a bunch of them over here. Abyssal Eye, please make sure to read the keyword text. All right. Just for you, Nova. Elusive and only be blocked by elusive creatures. Elusive, only be blocked by elusive creatures. Isn't that just Shadow? That's just Shadow, right? Did we just reinvent Shadow all of a sudden? Okay, Abyssal Eye, red, black, 3 generic for a 3/3 bilge water sea monster. Elusive, also has deep. When your library only has 22 cards left, then you are considered deep for the rest of the game. Okay, I like that. That's a pretty cool mechanic. When you are deep, all your deep creatures you control get +3/+3. If you are playing Commander, deep activates at 37 cards. You know, I bet it should just be more simple. It should just be like when your library has 22 cards left. So whether this is a 60 card format or a Commander format, because there could be a multitude of formats in the future where this doesn't template very well. So it should just be like 22 card. I think it should just sit at like, you just pick a number, and if you get that deep into your deck, then you're deep. When Abyssal, or you could say when you're like, what did you want to basically say? When you're like in your last 1/3? Yeah, like say if your library has a third left, something like that. A third of your starting deck total rounded up. Although that sounds so clunky. I like, you just say you have 22 cards left. When Abyssal Eye deals combat damage to an opponent, draw. It should just be draw a card. You don't. There's no draw 1 card here. Cool. Very interesting. I like the deep mechanic. Very bigly potential with that mechanic. Okay, we got Nautilus. Red, red, red. Black, 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 black. That hits a bingo for sure. We hit 4 of a single mana cost. Sorry, 4 of a single color mana in a mana cost. My X's aren't consistent all over the place here. Yeah, we got 4. You got that right, Dinglebag. Dinglebag was waiting for that. 13, 13, 2. Oh, on the second side. How can you see that? I can't even see that. Frequency Spectre. Do you see the future or something? So, okay, that will also hit the bingo card. for more than a 10-10. As we'll get there in a moment. Okay, what is it, though? It's a 0-12 Bilge Water Wraith Construct. Fearsome, Absorb 1. I don't know what either of those abilities are. When you are deep... Okay, that one I know. See, when you're 22 cards deep. Transform Nautilus. The first time Nautilus transforms this game, all creatures with a mana value of 4 or greater in your exile and graveyard are shuffled into your library. I don't know why we need that to happen. So we entered it to Nautilus, the Titan of the Depths. It's a 13-13 with Fearsome and Absorb 1. Can I get a reminder what Absorb 1 means? Sea monster creatures you control cost 4 less to cast. That's honestly incredibly underwhelming. So we go through all this work to transform this big, bad Bilge Water Wraith construct, and then all of a sudden we're making future cards cheaper. Oh, we negate 1 damage. All right, we prevent 1. Okay, excellent. Is that a real ability? 5 in the name? Oh, that is a bingo. This should be called Nautilus, the bingo maker. 5 words in name. We got it. Okay, this card definitely is fine. Absorb is a... Yeah, I want to say Absorb is a real mechanic. I just don't remember what it was. Oh, I cannot tell, though, however, if Fearsome is a mechanic. It's a real ability! Also, Nautilus not being blue and being red is so weird. Sorry, I'm not a flavor judge. All right, and then we got Sheriff Laureate Rose. This is a black. Oh, no. I think I have an Amazon package. Be right back, my coffee crew. Oh, no. Can you get that? Okay, someone's gonna get it. Something. Oh God, it's broken. Well, go down. Oh God. When Amazon arrives, and when the Amazon person is really impatient. Can anyone hear that? Absorb N. If a source would deal damage to this creature. Oh yeah, we figured out Absorb. Okay, we're moving on with Sheriff Laureate. For 6 mana. It's a 7/6. It's a what is a Bilgewater? Bilgewater Detective. Go on, I have to look this up. Bilgewater. Is this a real word? Bilgewater definition. Is this from another game? Bilge. The area on the outer surface of a ship's hull where the bottom curves to meet the vertical sides. That is useless to me. That didn't help at all. The Amazon delivery guy must have vigilance, yeah. Oh no, we got rid of the Nikachu distracted in IRL. Yeah, I was distracted today, I was. Okay, moving on. When the sheriff enters, all creatures your opponents control get vulnerable. When declaring an attack, a player can choose to force a creature with vulnerable to block an attacking creature of their choice, even if that creature cannot normally block. Ugh, it's one of those. I don't really like... I don't like the phrasing, when it cannot normally, it will do this anyway. There's like no magic card that says that. Not a single card. So when declaring an attack, a player can choose to force a creature with vulnerable. They can to block an attacking creature of their choice, even if that creature cannot normally block. Okay, so your opponents could... I don't know, all creatures your opponents control get vulnerable? A player can choose to force a creature with vulnerable. Oh, I see. So anyone can say, this creature must block this card for whatever reason. Can't we just say, like... can't we just reword this instead to making we can just... When a creature is vulnerable, if a player wants it to block, blocks are chosen by that creature, by anybody, like, by the attacking player. Can we just say that? Can attack as though it didn't have defenders the closest. There are some creatures that can deal damage when blocked, as though they weren't blocked. So it's provoke. Yeah, I want to say this mechanic is a bit clunky. Like, it's really clunky. Sorry, not in love with it. I gotta have to say no to that one. It should have had the deep mechanic attached to it. The deep mechanic. Remember, the deep mechanic, that was an absolute banger. I really like that idea. And it makes a lot of sense, too. Okay, next up, we've got... Who do we have here? 4 Paths of Life with Paradox World part... Is it part 4? I think it's part 4. Okay, we'll look at 3 cards here. Starting with Ingrown Predatorkin. Hard to pronounce things. It's the opposite of the challenger keyword if you remember it. No, I don't. Sorry. These mechanics, they go through one ear, out the other after the show ends. I might remember deep. See, here's the thing. A great mechanic is one that's it's like intuitive, just hearing it. The deep mechanic, I can understand. When you go that deep through your deck, that's why I love it so much. That's such a perfect mechanic. Okay, Ingrown Toenail. Ingrown Predatorkin. It is a 3-mana Paradox Shapeshifter. It's a 2/2 Trampler Changeling. This card is every creature type. It's got Doppelgang. Pay 2, tap. Target a differently named creature. Ingrown Predatorkin becomes a copy of that creature, except with both the creature types. Also, it gets the same number of kinds of counters currently on that creature. So we are evolving the Doppelgang creature type. Yeah, deep votes deeply. That's great. You got it. Yes. Frequency Spectre. All those fish vote for deeply. Does the Amazon driver check a box? No. There used to be an IRL card. Nikachu gets like distracted by IRL, but it's been removed. It's so rare. It happens like once every 20 shows. Or even maybe once a month. I have nothing to say about this card. It actually looks pretty balanced. Couldn't we have it it's like, can't we also just I want to say it should be phrased better. I don't know if this is how they would phrase it. Also, it gets the same number and kinds of counters. I have no idea how to. I honestly don't know how to phrase that better, because I would want to word it. Put onto this creature counters. You know what? F it. I don't know how to do it. You did better than I can think of. I'm gonna trust that you thought about this properly. You went deep on this one. We got the Biogenesis World. It's a Paradox land. Oh, God. Creature cards have Mutate X, where X is its printed mana value -1. Players may target humans for mutate abilities. Merge creatures gain Doppelgang. This is an absolute abomination to think about. Doppelgang. Pay 2, tap. Target a differently named creature. This creature becomes a copy of that creature, except with both creatures' types and abilities, and also gets the same number and kinds of counters currently on that creature. Also, you can tap this to untap target land. This is literally stickers, in the sense I don't want to know how this works. It just breaks my brain. Does it work? Yeah, sure. It's fine. But like, do I want to play against someone with this card? I have no idea. I don't like mutate. I didn't mind mutate, but then I have to keep track of X of mutate and the mana value of -1, and the merged creatures gain Doppelgang. I'm like, oh my God. Bingo alert, chaos ensues. Yeah, this is definitely chaos ensues. If this is gonna chaos ensue anywhere. This technically, well, this is the closest to chaos ensues for a custom card show. The land doesn't even tap for mana. So is it legal? Sure. Do I like it? I don't like it. It's a really cumbersome card. Okay, we'll look at this one. Spawn class Sentient Amalgam. It's a 5 mana 0/5 Paradox Shapeshifter. It also has Changeling. Now, during each upkeep, you may exile target creature card in the graveyard that died while Spawn class Sentient Amalgam was on the battlefield. Create a token copy of that creature card, except it is a shapeshifter. Also, it has Changeling. Pay 2, tap. Target non-creature permanent becomes a 1/1 shapeshifter creature with Changeling and haste in addition to its other types and abilities. Okay, target non-creature permanents. All these cards are just breaking my brain. What happened to the deep mechanic? That was easy to follow around here. Okay, during each upkeep, you may exile target creature card in a graveyard that died while the spawn class was on the battlefield. I feel like it would be worded while spawn class is on the battlefield. If a creature, no, maybe that doesn't get worded properly. You people try really hard to make. If you have an idea, then how do I make this idea templated into a Magic the Gathering card at all costs? It must be templated. Pay 2, tap. Target non-creature permanent becomes a 1/1 shapeshifter. Oh, and has haste. Okay, that part I can get behind. It takes a lot of thinking to get around here, but I believe it's just a changeling thing. You can make copies of creatures that died at... Wait, hold on. You may exile target creature card in a graveyard, so long as it died, so long as it was on the battlefield. Paradox bingo box for these. Okay, okay, we're gonna look... I'll take a look at your last two later off in the show. Next up, just to balance the show out, we've got... Who do we have next? Morbid Panda, Aven Apprentice, and Consider the Impossible. Small set today, more blue support. We love blue support. Curious whether the second card should be Surveil 1 or 2. Okay, we can take a look at it. Surveil 1 is obviously always safe. Aven Apprentice, a blue 2 generic 2/2 bird wizard, flash and flying. When Aven Apprentice enters, return target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost 1 or less from your graveyard to your hand. To be honest, I think this could be more broken. I mean, this is like bad Snapcaster Mage, right? It's clunky Snapcaster Mage. I bet you could make this 2 mana. To be honest, I think you can make this a 2 mana flash flying 2/2 bird wizard. I think? Or is that broken? Or is that like, is this like too close to like super regrowth? Flash flying. Oh, maybe it is balanced at 3 mana. No, but it has to be only converted mana cost 1 or less. I think it could be 2 mana. Too good at 2? No. You can't play anything. The only thing you can get back are things that are mana cost 1 or less. Or why? Is it like broken because of Lotus Petal or something? So you like play this, you go land, Lotus Petal, crack it, Aven Apprentice, get your Lotus Petal back. Or Black Lotus for that matter. Unless, okay, maybe it's fair at 3 mana if you can get zero mana cards less from your graveyard, or maybe you can say it's 2 mana to bring a... No, it's only instant and sorcery cards. You can't even get Lotus Petal. Yeah, it's only instant and sorcery cards. Okay, this can be 2 mana. It can be 2 mana. This is super fair at 3, but I think it can be 2 mana. I don't see anything wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, chat. Tell me how it's broken. Consider the impossible. Okay, it's a blue sorcery. Surveil 2, draw a card, then discard a card. Okay, yeah, this could be a problem. Okay, Surveil 1 is probably fine. Surveil 2, I have not a damn clue. Because you discard 3 cards. That is so many cards. So if you have it at Surveil 1, it is basically like bad Careful Study. But then with Surveil 2, it is maybe not better than Careful Study, but it's still strong. You know what? Yeah, you could probably get away with that Surveil 2. I don't know what I'm getting into by letting this pass, but this is tough. It could be really, it could be busted. It could be like the combo enabler for every dredge deck for futures to come. Not to mention, this is a great graveyard enabler. It's going to help with Threshold. It's going to help with Delirium. It's going to be good for graveyard reanimator decks. It's going to be for the decks that need to go deep, okay? Enable the deep mechanic. I mean, we had Surveil 3 for 1 with Flashback. Yeah, but it needs Flashback. This drawing a card is a big deal. Surveil 1 makes it strictly worse. Consider is the problem. Yeah, I know. It's so it's well not no. Oh yes, that's right. No, Surveil 1 makes it strictly worse. Consider no. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I mean, I don't think this breaks the bank. I could say we could pass this thing. Dredge players just licking their lips looking at this. Next up, let's take a look at Steve Cooper. 2 more cards from the grab bag of Cards Series 2. Let's go grab some more cards from the grab bag. And donate 1 to whoever. All right. You don't want to finish off your own series. You donate enough to finish off your series. Exhaustion Vessel. 3-mana artifact. Abilities of tapped creatures your opponents control don't trigger. What? Abilities of tapped creatures? Oh, interesting. So, that is incredibly unique. Very, very original mechanic. So basically, so long as stuff is tapped, it doesn't do anything. So don't be attacking with your creatures, or their static abilities don't work. Is it static abilities or activated abilities? Abilities of your opponent. No, they don't trigger. Okay. So anything that would make a trigger happen. This attack, does this hose attack triggers? I would think so, yeah. You have to tap it to attack. It's only once it's tapped that it would trigger, but then it doesn't trigger anymore. And also, it has the ability to tap target creature. It's an absolute house. I like this card a lot. This is a fantastic card. There's only one thing wrong with this card. It has no image. Where's the image? You have images for all these other cards. Okay, Stone of Shared Purpose. This is a Stone of Shared Purpose enters. Choose a non-creature subtype. Huh? Like artifact? Hold on. What's a subtype? Someone give me an example of a subtype. So type would be artifact. Subtype would be legendary? I don't know. That's a super type. Subtype. It's like legendary artifact construct? I suppose so. Oh, blood. There we go. Thank you. Hedgeman to the rescue. Spells you cast of the chosen subtype cost 1 less to cast. All right. Yeah. I have nothing to say about this card. It's basically it's like a medallion for subtypes, essentially. Aura, that's a subtype, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mono artifact. This card has no subtype, funny enough. Okay, now we're gonna donate 1. Okay, can we donate close to home? Okay, how far do I have to go down into the future? I get someone completely random. We got For You with the Bin of Hazards. No lie. My mother threw out all my Lego because I wasn't putting it away properly, and she stepped on it enough times she got pissed, and she just threw it all in the garbage. This is a blue 2 generic enchantment. Pay a blue and 1 tap, create an artifact token called Hazardous Construction Materials. With whenever a creature enters the battlefield, fights a creature, or attacks, Hazardous Construction Materials deals 1 damage to that creature. I have nothing to say about this card. It's totally fine. Yeah, niche subtypes support. Oh, you're talking about your card, niche subtype. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that support. Okay, next up, we move on to. We got a lot of $5 ones around here. Let's take a look at I guess the damn draws. Over the helmet punishment. I was wondering if it was this was a Spaceballs thing. Apparently they're making Spaceballs too. I couldn't believe it. Mel Brooks is gonna it's gonna produce the damn thing, unless I'm getting completely trolled by the internet. So we're gonna see a Spaceballs 2. I can't wait for it to come into existence. Go Google it. I mean, I could be completely trolled. Someone wants to bring it back. It could be complete BS. But I started digging. I saw something on on Twitter, and then I looked it up on Google, and it looks like they want to bring it back. Mel Brooks is 90. I know! Gotta get in that sequel before he croaks. Gotta get in that sequel. It's so important. Mel Brooks is still standing strong. Okay, 4 mana, over the helmet punishment. It's a trap! Where's my trap sound effect? If a spell you cast is countered or a permanent you control is returned to your hand or library, you may cast this spell for a black. Okay, so if you counter my spell, or counter or Venser it back to my hand, deal 5 damage to target creature. If that creature dies this way, exile it. Otherwise, put that creature on the bottom of its owner's library. So you counter my thing, I kill your creature, effectively. A creature dies this way, exile it. Well, what does this have to do with Spaceballs? You dare go over my helmet? Yeah, you went over my helmet. Bounce your own stuff for value. No, well, you mean Venser your own stuff? Is it, return to your hand. Oh, is it? I guess it counts also getting bounced. You may cast the spell for a black. Because if something is bounced, it also is still returned to your hand. They had to drag the guy away afterwards. They did have to do that. Yep. I don't know. I don't, honestly, I don't see the flavor, but I also don't see how this could be a bad card. I don't see it as a problem. Okay, next up, we're going to get one from Michael Kenham. We've got the All Devourer, experimenting with a new design mechanic. Well, that's the whole point of the Custom Magic the Gathering show. You experiment with new and wonderful things that no one's ever tried before. And this is an 8-mana 6/6 Eldrazi demon. Yeah, it's something the Eldrazi's did not take control of, I don't think, and no demons yet. Okay, Devoid, Flying Trample. Whenever a permanent leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on all Devour. Oh yeah, all Devour. I was reading it like it was a mechanic. So permanent leaves, you get a +1/+1 counter. Tribute, pay 50 in life. Oh God, no.
No, God, please, no!
At any time, you may pay this card's tribute cost. When you do, it permanently gains the abilities printed below. Whenever All Devour attacks a player, it gains Annihilator X, where X is that player's life total. Pay 15 life. Yeah, you better have more than 15 life. Holy Annihilator, where X is that player's life total. So yeah, so if you have 40 life, then I'm about to just completely wipe out your entire board. This needs to have colorless in its casting cost. Oh yeah, because it's an Eldrazi, I can actually agree on that. So the card, in flavor of being an Eldrazi, probably should have a few colorless pips in the mana cost. I should also say, I don't think the paying of 15 life is high enough. I don't know how you do it, because basically all this is a haste. It does not have haste. And you say it permanently gains the abilities? Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I have no idea how strong this card is. Because, like, Emrakul is basic. Emrakul at Annihilator 6 is just GG, right? It's just GG. Where this one is also going to be, like, GG. And it's permanent. You permanently get these abilities. And this is not even that expensive. Like, it's just 8 mana. It could be worse. Having color as an Eldrazi is fine because of Devoid. Real MTG Eldrazi work like this. Oh, is that true? Okay, then forget everything. Yeah, it does have Devoid. This is a Devoid mechanic. Honestly, if it had legendary, I run Old Devour as a mechanic, as a commander. So you like this? You'd play this as a commander. You already. Oh, yeah, it's not legendary though. That's the problem. It has no protection though. It's got 6 toughness. That's pretty big. All right, that's gonna protect you from that going over your helmet card. It's exactly what it's going to do. Okay, I guess I'll pass it. It looks so dangerous. It'd be definitely safe if the tribute was only until end of turn. This is like just to put it in perspective, this is above and beyond way more powerful than any other Eldrazi, I think, at this mana cost, at 8 mana. I mean, this is insane. It's got flying and trample. It can get bigger, and it can like just one-shot board wipe your opponent. Like either your opponent's life total is low and you just kill them, or their life total is high and they have no board and they still lose. You sacrifice 20 permanents. I go to my end step, basically. Dies to removal, bad cards. It dies to removal. It's fair. All right, it's fair. The coffee crew has approved of this card. Next up, we've got. Oh shoot! Did I? Okay, next up, let's go to. Michael. So no. Okay, we're gonna go to Little MX Doom with the Warvek Endless Eternal. Warvek. Warvek is a. Oh, now we have a real Eldrazi. This is a, well, there. I guess, sorry, not to offend the Eldrazi's. They were all Eldrazi's, but this one has colorless mana. It's pure colorless. 10 mana for a 7/7. Protection from multicolored. When you cast Warvek, Endless Eternal, create an XX colorless Eldrazi creature token, where X is the number of colorless mana spent to cast this spell. Oh, that's cool. Whenever Warvek attacks, each opponent exiles cards from the top of their libraries until they exile a non-land card. You may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. Oh my god. It's like reverse cascade. So, we're just going to pull in the slot machine, see what we get. And then you may cast those cards, yeah, without paying their mana cost. It's free. That's a good price. And the token looks like this. It's a pretty sweet token. Why is everything is so humanoid? Do the Eldrazi's have hands? I don't know if I paid attention to that in the Eldrazi's. I don't think Emrakul has hands, in my opinion. So at least a 2/2 Eldrazi. Yeah, up to a 10/10. Hey, maybe even some cards tax this card. You got to pay even more mana into your Warvek. You know what I'm going to give you a 10 out of 10 on, though? The templating. This is such clean templating. Like, it's like, this is the easiest card one of the easier cards that was full of text for me to read. Like, I can understand this thing intuitively just reading. It literally looks like it would be part of a commander set. Tax yourself, extra power boost. Yeah, it's really good design. Strong but not broken. Well, it might be broken if it's really strong. It's a really great top end card. It's not going to win the game on the spot or anything, but it will super pull you far ahead. Okay, next up, let's go back. Let's go back to something interesting from Winter Fox. Okay, time to take a look at your last 2 cards. Okay, your treasure, Black Romantica, is a green, black, white, 0/1 jewel box Eidolon. It's quite the title. Black, white, tap, add green. What kind of weird filtering is that? How do we win out of that? Then target spell on a stack is exiled. The owner of exiled spell may cast it from exile. Target spell on a stack is exiled. The owner... Oh, but they have to recast it. Okay, for Selesnya, tap, add a black. Then target creature you control has flying and +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay. And then for the Golgari, tap, add a white. Then your treasure, Black Romantica, has indestructible enchantment until end of turn. We're actually working for it this time. That's hilarious. We are working for the Shroud and Indestructible for once. You all thought Winter Fox wasn't going to have a creature with Shroud and Indestructible? Well, you're wrong. Because there it is right there. I don't know if I fully understand this first ability. Add a green, then target spell on stack is exiled. So these abilities only work if you have a target. The owner of the exiled spell may cast it from exile. Just notice it's a 0/1. Yep. Super standard for Winter Fox. Super standard. Not sure what the hell is going on in the image, though. Everyone's guess is as good as mine. And then next we got the Lycaonic Tactical Marine. Green, green, red, red, blue, blue. It is really, though, Phileas and Valkenor. Winter Fox, your lore goes really deep that you already have, you have, like, Godzilla cards for your actual lore cards. Okay, it's a Werewolf Siege Specialists, a 4/4. Haste and Vigilance. Covering Fire for Is It? Tap. The Marine deals 2 damage to all creatures you do not control. Okay, so Pyroclasm only one direction. And then M62 Siegfried Strike Cannon for red, 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 blue, tap. The Marine deals 8 damage to target creature. This damage is doubled if target creature is tapped. Why the alias title frames? Because probably it looks more pretty that way. All right, this passes. I think I had some interesting abilities. They're all very powerful, but I mean the price is right. This is a 6 mana pip card, and the abilities also require a lot of pips to activate, and they also require tapping abilities. So definitely fair. Okay, next up, let's. Oh man, did I miss a super? I hope I got everyone's super chats from earlier. I'm not missing anything from some of the donations today, right? Okay, so I'm going to go to the second half of 4 Paths to Life. This is the Paradox World. Maybe I'm just thinking of this one. So we didn't do your land, the double-sided land. Silent Rain, question mark. How many cards in Magic the Gathering have a question mark attached to it? It's a blue 1 generic instant Paradox card. Counter target instant. So it's like, is it a Kindred instant or something? Counter target instant or sorcery spell. After resolving Silent Rain question mark, plays it transformed onto the battlefield. Oh, so we get Paradox. Oh, sorry, it was Silent Rain? No, it was the Paradox Rain. Tapped at a red or a green, pay 1, sacrifice Paradox Rain, deal 1 damage to all creatures that don't have Changeling. For each creature that dies this way, creatures with Changeling gain +1/+1. Oh god. Oh, you have to sacrifice it. Okay, no, forget it. Okay, I thought it was tap. I thought it was like tap, deal 1 damage to all creatures, and you buff your creatures. No, this is fine. This is a very interesting. It's almost like a Blast Zone, I want to say. Blast Zone blows up everything of a certain mana cost. This thing blows up everything with like basically 1 toughness. Or maybe you just need to deal 1 more damage for a card to go down. Okay, yeah, it's totally fine. Very interesting. So basically, if you counter something, you get a land. That might actually be busted in itself. I didn't even think about that. Do we want to give blue that ability to counter instants and sorceries and then like have a huge mana advantage? Yeah, it basically pays for itself. Yeah, counter plus untapped ramp. I don't know, maybe this is not so fair after all. Under whose control? Your control. This is your card. We're playing the spell. We're playing the counter spell, essentially. Oh, that was we didn't do that. The Riptide Rex. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, we're definitely gonna look at Riptide Rex. Okay, I'm actually now leaning to thinking that this is broken. I'm starting to think that this is broken. It's broken in like a blue mirror or like a control matchup. Someone plays an instant, you try to counter it. Because this is insane. Counter target instant or sorcery. It's like counter an instant or sorcery spell and then get there's nothing like that. Yeah, you just put a land in play. It's not even a land from your hand. It's like search your library for a land and put it onto the battlefield untapped. Yeah, I think the land part is too strong. Or like the land part needs to be have more of a downside to it. Or like it's a land, but it doesn't tap for mana, but you could sacrifice it and give some sort of an effect. It enters tapped. No, this, I don't think entering the tapped is gonna do it. Because you still get a land for free. That is really, really good. That is very good. It's ramp, it's counter and ramp. So it has to be like a land that doesn't tap for mana or it taps for, I don't know, colorless mana. But maybe it'd be off flavor. Maybe it'd be off flavor. Yeah, it's a counter and ramp at the same time for 2 mana. Okay, so this has to be disqualified. Too strong. Or, sorry, we could actually buff up the mana cost here. If this was 4 mana, that'd be fine. Yeah, for 2 mana is too cheap, but for 4 mana it'd be okay. But 4 mana would be clunky. We gotta be clunky sometimes. Okay, let's take a look at Riptide Rex. Riptide Rex. Is this the only one I'm missing from you, Nova? Riptide Rex, the red, black, 2 generic, 7/5 bilge water shark. It's got plunder. Riptide Rex deals 2 damage to a random creature, a random opponent. How more random we want to get here? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Riptide Rex deals 2 damage to a random creature, a random opponent, period. It should be deals 2 damage to a random creature and a random opponent. You know what that means? We gotta learn grammar. All right, we got another one on the bingo card. What are we missing here? 2-hour stream, Majra series, Nikachu improving card. Actually improved a lot of cards on the show today. I improved that last one to make it playable. Otherwise, it's broken. There we go. It's good enough for now. Nikachu, it's random opponent controls. Riptide Rex deals 2 damage to a random creature, a random... Oh, I see. A random opponent controls. Backspace. Nikachu actually just can't read cards. Okay. I'm still going to keep that one here. How have we not hit the 15 plus mana one? Yeah, it hasn't happened. If an opponent has no creatures, Riptide Rex deals 1 damage to that opponent instead. Repeat this process 6 times. If you've damaged an opponent, you have plundered for that turn. When you have plundered, if you cast an instant or sorcery or permanent with plunder, trigger its plunder ability. Yeah, this is okay. So basically, if you kill off all their creatures and then you snipe someone, then you plunder. You've achievement unlocked here. 0 permanents don't have total mana value 6 or greater. Oh man, Algot, you are 1 hour and 30 minutes behind the stream. That's all I'll say. Hello to Algot from the future to the past. Next up. Okay. Did we get all your cards? Let me know if we got all your cards, Nova. We got all your cards? Excellent. Perfect. Okay, next up. We got Billy Dawn Powell here with Misfits of Optin Set. Been enjoying the AI VODs after a random recommendation from YouTube a few weeks ago. Oh yes, YouTube is like that. Here's some cards I made based on the characters in my first custom written D&D campaign I am running. All right, we're going to look at 3, and then I'll take a look at the last 2 a little bit later down the show. Luck of the draw. We got red, black, blue, 3 generic, 4/4, Tabaxi, Aasimar. Are these like creature types within like the D&D universe, but they don't exist in Magic the Gathering? True. You may redirect any damage done to this card to any other target. Oh my god! Including like that's like worse than indestructible. That is insanely strong. Pay 8, you gain an emblem with you may look at any player's hand or library as you wish. That actually, I don't know if that's I think actually that's a godlike power. I don't think we can have that one. I can almost get behind this first ability. It's it's interesting. So if someone deals damage to it, like in combat, I mean, you could redirect the damage and push it anywhere else. But that last ability, basically what it says is you can like look at someone's deck. It's like, oh, what do you have on top of your deck? What do you have on top of your deck? What are you drawing 5 cards later? You can just refresh. You should be able to refresh the YouTube tab. That also works. Riptide Rex is a card from Legends of Runeterra. Oh, interesting. Oh, that last card was from Runeterra. Doesn't Phyrexian Vindicator do that first effect? Maybe something similar. Okay, if you don't have the second ability, easy pass. But that's I don't know. That second one's a bit weird to me. It is expensive, but it just turns you into like an all-knowing god. I don't know if that's fair or not. Okay, we got Hikaru Ryumatsu. This is a 7-mana 6/6. Kitsune Tiefling. It also has the ability True. The owner of this card can cast it from any location, even their collection. The owner of this card can't use this ability if they sacrificed any Hikaru Ryumatsu to an effect they controlled this match. So this card is also going to be illegal. Yeah, it's just an illegal card. The card has to be in your deck. I can't remember what other cards are there out there, like unset cards that you can just play this card from outside the game and put it into the game. Hikaru Ryumatsu gains +2/+2 for each equipment attached to it. Now that's fine. That last ability is good. Algot really showing that they are a clear 1 hour 30 minutes behind the stream. Very, very far. Yeah, we had that discussion. You can already destroy emblems with a naturalized 2. Can you? I don't think so. I think emblems are indestructible. Lil MX Doom says, I'm actually part of a custom MTG commander server, which is why my cards are formatted so well. little bragging rights are over here, the Lil MX Doom. Okay, so, I'll tell you this much. If you made it silver border, easily pass. This is a very silver border type of card. And if you don't know what that is, silver border are these like sort of joke, fun MTG cards in Magic the Gathering that sort of breaks the normal physics and mechanics of the game for flavor. This is exactly what this card does. The Council of James. Wooburg, 1 generic for a 4/4 shape changer. It also has True. I don't know. What does True mean? I have a feeling that we don't even need True in the card. It's just we would just put Changeling Hexproof. I guess it must be D&D templating or something. Where do they have True with different reminder text? I think it must be some sort of templating like effect, just like in Yu-Gi-Oh. It has this type of effect. Anyway, okay, pay 4. Create a 1 toughness non-legendary token copy of the Council of James and all enchantments and equipment on it. Oh, I think you mean attach all enchantments and equipment onto it. So for 4 mana, make a copy of this, but I assume it's a 0/1? Or maybe no, you say 1 toughness. So for 4 mana, we duplicate it as a 4/1, and then we equip all enchantments and equipment to the shape changer. Okay, I actually think that card actually might be completely broken. This has to be more... Okay, I think this ability is fine, but this ability should cost like 8 mana or something. 4 mana is a bit too cheap to duplicate this creature. It's a strong creature. It's got hexproof, for crying out loud. Hexproof, that's it, mate. That's a super strong busted ability. With hexproof, no one can target this thing. I would love to have extra copies of this card on the battlefield. Just in case true ever becomes false, yeah. No, these things are true. It is changeling and it is hexproof. Yeah, you make a 4-1 copy and everything attached to it, you copy everything. Okay, this card, you'd have to remove this last one. Or you have to increase the cost to like 8 or something. More OP than Nikachu, more OP than Nikachu read it as. It dupes the equipment and enchantments too. Yep. It dupes them all. Okay, I'm going to take a look at your other 2 cards a little bit later, Billy. We're just going to interchange with a few other users, like Michael's Uneasy Truce. Uneasy Truce. This is a 5-mana enchantment. It's got wards. Sacrifice each creature you control. Good God. Name an opponent. Until Uneasy Truce leaves the battlefield, if that player would attack you with 1 or more creatures, that player loses the game. If you would attack that player with 1 or more creatures, you lose the game. You may not sacrifice or target this enchantment without paying its ward cost. But you still need something to destroy it. I don't know about this card. Because there's going to be a lot of decks. They just cannot even target the enchantment in the first place. So it's like just GG from that moment. I think it's a little bit stronger. Or is it any different from... Yeah, it's quite a bit different from Ensnaring Bridge. Or maybe not. Is it like an Ensnaring Bridge? Yeah, it's a crazy... Well, I mean, not really. It's crazy to somebody who has creatures. It's not so crazy to someone who has very few creatures. Like, let's say you're like a control deck, for example. So if you're a control deck, you have like maybe 1 or 2 creatures as a win condition. You, I don't know, destroy this. Sack all your creatures that you don't have on the battlefield, and then play a creature. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. You may not sacrifice or target this enchantment without paying its ward cost. That's redundant at the end, right? Because we already know ward. You may not sacrifice or target this enchantment without paying its ward. Oh, I see. Yeah. You have to. So I guess you have to pay the ward cost to make you sacrifice it. I mean, if you are control, you probably don't even want to attack. Yeah, exactly. You might win through mill. You might win through a card that just says you win the game. You know, there's multiple roads. So at first I thought this was a bit of a stupid card, but now that I think of it a little bit more deeply, maybe it's actually fine. It gives me very Ensnaring Bridge vibes. Very similar, except this is just so much more expensive. If someone goads, you just lose. Well, then they have to go. That's a combo. That would be a combo right there. Okay, I'll give it a pass. I'm uneasy to give this pass, but I'm going to give the pass anyway. Okay, we're going to go to a little MX Doom card with... Oh, did I give this to you already? Warvek, the Endless Eternal? Did we not look at this card? We did this one. Maybe I just didn't remove it from the queue. Okay, Vic, the Onyx King. Okay, Vic, the Onyx King. This is a 5-mana 4-loyalty Vic Planeswalker. +1 Surveil 2, then reveal the top card of your library. It's a legendary card. Sorry, if it's a legendary card, you may put it into your hand. -2. Create the Silent Champion, a legendary 4/5 Black Knight creature token with menace. And whenever this creature attacks or blocks, you may have target player mill 2 cards. What is the Silent Champion? The Silent Champion, very quiet, very menacing as well. 4/5 creature. Hell of a token. Okay, what's our ultimate here? Ultimate of -8. Each player mills 10 cards, then puts all legendary perms from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. Holy moly! And also, this can be your commander. I think it's fine. I think it's quite reasonable. We did this already. Oh, yeah, is that a bingo card? It's a bingo thing, for sure. Yep. Okay. Next up. Elixir is donating a, what's it called? Too much X. Calculated head drawn. Calculated. Did you invent a too much X card just for the bingo thing? XX. X squared by X squared. So if we go double X, what does that mean? 1. So we have a, it's still a 1/1, actually. So this is a math card. This is definitely a mathy card. It's for the Hardened Scales players. So for 2 mana, this is, yeah, it's a 1/1. But for what's it called? For 4 mana, we got a 4/4. For 6 mana, we got a 9/9. That's interesting. 10 out of 10, good, well made. For 10 mana, we have a, yeah, 25 for 10 mana. 100 mana, 10,000 by 10,000. You got that right. It's got so much potential. It can do anything. All right, this is definitely a banger card. Now, does that hit our bingo card? That definitely is too much X. Man, we are all over this bingo card, but no bingo. Where's our bingo, damn it? But the show's not over yet. 100 mana is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh, it's 200 mana. You're right. Yeah. What's the perfect value that makes it worth but not cost too much? I don't know. I guess 5. Sorry, 10. For 10 mana. That's probably 10 mana for a 25/25. That's probably worth its mana cost at that point. That's the inflection point. We got one from Pavno. Actually have one for once. Oh, I didn't know you don't participate in these things often. You got to get more into this. The fill-in Pavno's Curve Asaurus. I hope I can find this easily. Oh god, do I have to write this whole thing? Fill in Pavno's Curve Osaurus. Can't even find this. Fill in Pabnos. Did you name this thing properly? Oh, did you just recently post this thing? You didn't post it on Reddit, did you? Search Pabnos. Pabnos. Nope, that doesn't bring up anything either. Oh, no, hon, I didn't write that one right. I don't see it. I've seen it on the Discord. So you have to give it a name. Just repost it? All right, thanks so much. Okay, I'll tell you what your problem here is, Pabno. You have to give it the name of the post. You have to give me the name of your post, not the name of the card. Because when I look it up on Discord, Discord can't read your card, right? It's reading the post. So you have to give it a post name. All right. Fill in Pabno's Curve Asaurus. Are you telling me you don't, like, play 2-drops or something? It's a 2-mana 3/3. It's a chicken? It's a dinosaur. Hey, they say we still have dinosaurs roaming among us. It's just the chickens these days. It's got haste and trample. It's a 3/3. Still has it though. Still has the genes of the ancestors from years ago. Your 2-drops are sad. Okay. Sometimes we forget to have 2-drops. We need more 2-drops in our deck. We just like to go straight from 1 to 3 or to 4 and 5. We always depend on that turn 1 mana rock. Or the turn 2 mana rock. All right, next up. Let's take a look at... Okay, let's take a look at the second cards from Billy Dawn. What did you have here? From the Misfits collection. Okay, we're going to look at Ugrush, the Chonk. This is a 6-mana 10/10 Loxodon Tiefling. It is also true that is indestructible and trample. Oh, it has double strike. This is literally like a regular card. You got 100% this card passes. First perfect card. Now I'm just wondering, is this like too strong for 6 mana? It seems fair, but it's 6 mana, indestructible, trample, and double strike. I wonder, and it's a 10/10, by the way. It's a really big, beefy creature. Oops, no, that's the wrong one. So some of you are like, no, this is too strong, in my opinion. I mean, it attacks for 20. Attacks for 20 for 6 mana. No haste. No way to kill it, though. Well, okay, maybe not no way. It's an indestructible 6 mana creature. 6 for 20 is pretty good. Pretty good rate, if you ask me. That's right, Manish. So is double strike not true? Yeah, that's right. What the hell does that mean? Double strike wasn't in the brackets. Yeah, that's funny. Is double strike not true in this case? What is going on here? What does true mean? Yeah, I think we all thought that we had true figured out until we saw the double strike that's not under the true brackets, and now all of a sudden we're like, maybe we don't understand this true thing like we once did. 2 truths and a lie. You cover up this card. This card has either indestructible, trample, or double strike. But you don't know until you get hit. Until you get smacked right in the face. Or you block. Okay, I block. Okay, it didn't have trample this time around. That sounds like a cool unset mechanic. A mechanic, two truths and a lie, and you write down a mechanic that is the lie, and you place it underneath the card, and then people don't get to know what the lie is until you attack with it. That sounds actually like a lot of fun. True can't be removed by creature. Okay. Anyway, okay. This definitely passes. Funny. It was a conversation piece. The Professor, E4, got him. This is a blue-white, 1 generic, 1/1 gnome scientist from the garden directly into the classroom. Or not classroom, into the lab. Tap, add 3 mana of any colors. This mana can only be spent to cast a spell from the Misfits option set. Banger card. To be honest, it would be also fair if it just said tap 3 mana of any color. Yeah, I think it would be fine. It's a bit of a flavor fail for something to tap for mana being Azorius, but outside of that, a creature that taps for 3 mana, not broken. There are a few creatures out there that do that. I can't remember. There is some Birdwatcher card. No, we're not done. We're not. Oh my god, we're not even close to done around here. Coffee Crew. So tapping for 3 mana, this is fine. It's just weird that it's on an Azorius card, that's all. The fact that you restrict it to your sets, even more fair. Double thumbs up. Oh, bringing back set-specific abilities, is that a bingo square? We already got the specific card. We already got the specific one. Next up. We've got Michael, the Unga Bunga. Take a break from thinking for a while. I have to prepare my show every I gotta prepare myself every custom Magic the Gathering show because I know I'm gonna have to think. There's just no way around it. Okay, Unga and Bunga. This is a red-green 1/1 human. Protection from non-creatures. That is fair. It sounds so unusual. Maybe that should just be more of a thing, I guess. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Unga Bunga. Then Unga Bunga deals damage equal to its power to that spell's controller. Ooh, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell. Oh, okay. No magic, only fight. Fight with our fists around here. I think this is okay. This basically punishes like spell-like decks, encourages more of a encourages more creatures. You could still use removal on this, and it will trigger and it will deal damage equal to its power. So like you try to kill it, it'll deal 2 damage to you. It doesn't deal damage to creatures on the battlefield. I think this card is amazing. I think this is a banger card. This card's fantastic. Also great flavor text. No magic, only fight. Isn't that just hexproof? Oh, wait a minute. No, you can't kill this thing. Protection from non-creatures. No, it's not hexproof because it can still die to Fury and Solitude. So there are creatures that can... And also Flame Tongue Kavu. So basically creatures that enter the battlefield. Creatures that ping things. Prodigal Sorcerer. Ever heard of that one? With the Prodigal Sorcerer. Your time is now. You're going to take down the cavemen. You came from that era anyway. Can it get destroyed by sweepers? Absolutely. Yeah. It's protection only protects you from being targeted in this case. Yeah, you can't Pyroclasm. So damage-based sweepers won't work, but like Destroy All still works. So Wrath of God, Supreme Verdict, and so on. Yeah, Royal Assassin, your time is now. It's a pretty good card. I like it. It's really nice. Was this where did this come from? Okay, we're gonna go to another Lil MX Doom. Gardican, Sage of Blazing Fury. Four mana for a 3/4 human shaman with vigilance. Oh, and guess what, everybody? It's 2 hours. Still no bingo. Unbelievable. Oh, no, we did get a super chat to complete the bingo. Elixir super chatter. I didn't even know that was a bingo square. All right, so for that, we got a bingo. Hopefully Elixir is still here to see the work that Elixir has done. We would never have gotten the bingo until now anyway. Yeah, the Elixir specifically made a super chat for to complete a bingo, to complete the bingo square. 4 mana. No, I learned grammar in one card. I learned grammar. Okay, 4 mana, 3/4, vigilance. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, exile the top card of your library until the end of your turn. Sorry, until the end of your next stream, you play that card. Enchantments you control have lifelink. Easy pass. So there's already a lot of cards in the enchantment space where you play a card, you just strictly draw it. So I cannot imagine this being like more broken than any of those cards. Although I have to say the enchantments you control have lifelink is like a really nice bonus anyhow. Oh, did we have a vertical bingo? Was there 2 bingos? Oh, there was 2 bingos. I didn't even miss. We double teamed here. The bingos are starting to flow all of a sudden. All at the 2-hour mark. You always have to wait to the 2-hour mark for that free. It's basically a free space on this show. I didn't even notice I didn't notice the second one. I think horizontally here. Okay, cool card. Enchantress decks around the world will want to play it. Next we'll look at we got Boo Radley with the Mana Chrysalis. The Mana Chrysalis. Chrysalis. Oops. Okay. Blue for an instant. Counter target spell or ability that used mana. What? Why would we not want to counter things that didn't use mana? Create a 1/1 golem creature token with defender, and when this creature is destroyed, its controller may cast a copy of the spell or activate the ability that Mana Chrysalis countered without paying its mana cost. If this creature would be sacrificed, exile it instead. I don't understand the clause that you have to of counter target spell or ability that used mana, because there are some cards that don't use mana. There are 0 mana abilities. There are cards that cost nothing in this game. Yeah, it doesn't count the zeros for some reason. 0 mana cards. I mean, like, whatever. Just seems unnecessary templating to me. This card causes too many memory issues. When this creature is destroyed, its controller may cast a copy of the spell or activated ability that the Mana Chrysalis countered without paying its mana cost. It's very old. It's like the idea is very because Wizards had a lot of these cards where you have to like write down the spell or make a note of card countered or spell or ability countered this way. My memory is terrible. You have to write it down. Anyway, it does pass. It's not a broken card. The soul is in the 1/1 golem, and the golem survived. Yeah, I get it. It's been entrapped in this golem creature token, and then it can break free. I think that's the idea. I don't know. I still don't know why I asked that cost mana. Little MX Doom. Zazik. Ether Riftborn. That is 4 mana for a 3/3 horror. Ward, pay 5 life. I can't help but notice, like, Ward is pretty hefty on this show. You guys are just like, what are the wards that we've seen today? It's like Ward, pay 15 life or something like that. Ward, sack all your creatures. Ward, it's like, you ward, you die. You're going to die. You be careful if you pay that ward. You don't want to do it. Putting you in a massive dilemma for your life. Yeah, ward, pay me money. Pay me. I love that. Pay me $5. High ward or hexproof should be a new bingo card. Yeah, there we go. It danger ward. Well, I don't know about hexproof. Hexproof is pretty common. Okay, at the beginning of combat on your turn, discard a card at random. If a permanent card is discarded this way, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. Unless any player pays 5 life. If it's a creature, it gains haste until end of turn. I think that's a pretty cool ability, though. That's a really nice one. So basically, you're going to gamble on the creature. Now, someone can pay 5 life and you don't get it. But if you're playing some sort of reanimator type of deck, you don't mind it going through the graveyard anyway. Ward can, yeah, exactly. That's how high the stakes are going to get at some point. It's the future around here. My Winter Fox specialty, Ward only in blue and colorless. Oh yeah, tribute was 15 life. Well, it felt like Ward anyway. Okay, next up, let's get. We've got Morbid Panda. Madame Eva. First card of the white-black color pair I'm working on to show next week. All right, so this is the first of what is probably a series of cards. It's a black, white, 3/3 Vestani Warlock. Now, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library face down, then choose one. Wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Turn the exiled card face up. If it's an instant or sorcery card, put it into your hand. Then create a clue token. Exile the top card of your library face down. Oh, so you don't know what it is. Beast, turn. Hold on. Beast, turn the exiled card face up. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, put it into your hand. Then create a 2/2 white Vistani warrior creature token. So my question is, what if you turn it face up? So let's say I choose wizard and I turn a creature face up. Oh, is it just a creature? So basically, I'm just guessing which kind of bonus I'm going to get off of the card. So if it's beast turn the exile card face up if it's a creature or planeswalker, and the first one was if it's no, the first one is an instant or sorcery. So if it's an instant or sorcery, I'm sort of screwed. Oh no, but it was a free roll anyway. It says exiled. Oh, was it exiled? I mean, exile. Oh yeah, it was exiled. Oh, I see. So it wasn't even in play in the first place. Gambling card, fun. Some people, they like their gambling. They love it. They'll end up loving it for life, and they'll empty their bank account for it. If it's wrong, it's just exile. Yeah, I understand now. All right, that's great. So it's basically just gambling off the top of your deck. I guess what it is if you have Sensei's Divining Top, you surveilled, you scryed, it's probably not a gamble, and you're just going to get value off of your Madame Eva Seer. Cool card. And with that, that's it for today. How many bingos did we get? We did good on the bing. It's not bad. We could have done even better. Majra, where are you? Okay, hold on. We have one more from One Framed James. You got here just in time. The Elvish Worshipper. Okay, this is a green 0/2 elf. Tap. Add an amount of green equal to the number of other elves you control. Holy crap. I know it's other elves, but I mean, by next turn, you're going to play at least one, if not two. Tap and untap elf you control. Tap and untap elf you control. Add 1 mana of any color. Well, that one's fine. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe, okay, so, like, only elf decks can play this thing. Because if you're not in an elf deck, then this card's worthless. So, actually, do you want, I take it back. Do you want, maybe this is more fair. Like, and there's nothing wrong with letting elves have a bunch of mana anyway. This is like, I don't know, a futuristic heritage druid or something. Second ability makes no sense. No, it's a mana filter, right? Add 1 mana of any color. So you play an elf. You can tap the elf plus your Elvish Worshipper to add one, like add black for fixing and so on. Black, a little bit of blue. Maybe you got a little green or red action going on in your elf deck. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, cool card. I approve. All right, that's it for Coffee and MTG today. Thanks to everyone who showed up today. If you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or use Super Chat to be part of the show, or even Super Chat so other people are part of the show. And thanks so much to the Coffee crew for being here today. Also sharing all your cards. People like Ferginka, we got Pabno, Benjamin Berkeley, we got Armando, we got Roar, it's Taylor. Michael, thank you so much for your cards, Michael Canham, and also Pabno, Nightmare Incarnation, Winter Fox. We got the Hades Number, Spectral Maniac, the Damn Draws, because you guys are the show. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep bringing up them coffees, and we will keep bringing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.